How's it going? Today is 15th of October, Tuesday, and we are taking a look at the market, what kind of opportunities we can find. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at UK. There are just a handful of press releases, so I have picked one where might be some of the opportunities, right? But I haven't read it entire article, as well as there might be some of those articles that will be published about Lithuania structure of its military and let's say I haven't read it, but then it comes to personnel and how that personnel will be structured. They might or should be looking to introducing perhaps five groups of five, and one of those five perhaps should be able to operate drones. At least this is the way how they should structure it. Well, I haven't read it, right? And in the first article, let's take a look at what UK is doing that with hundreds of millions of new investment security get Britain building again. That the Chief Secretary for Treasury host around a roundtable with some of the biggest impact investors in the world. Let's read it and let's try to understand it. What we're going to be taking a look at within this article, that would be £150 million investment secured to tackle housing crisis and get Britain building again. With new impact investment fund announced today by, there is the name there, group, and no resources also looking to raise over 1.2 billion in pounds in coming years. That will overall housing, right? Chief Secretary hosts roundtable with the major impact investors to instigate the new partnerships to address social and environmental challenges, including affordable housing, right? Perhaps 10 or 20% of entire portfolio might look at 1.5 million of houses to be built, and how many of those houses would be social housing, all those kind of things, right? Announcement comes after 63 billion of investment into Britain confirmed at the International Investment Summit, which is great news. That will be impact investment, whereby a fund creates beneficial social and environmental impact, has now grown to 76.8 billion in the UK in assets under management. This will result in tens of thousands of new homes are set to be built across Britain, founded by over £500 million worth of impact investment announced today, which is great. Perhaps that will be all of opportunities, all the houses, all these kind of great things, and a lot of attention, as well as perhaps a great investment, right? But who knows, right? Coming a day after the Prime Minister announcement 63 billion of investment into Britain and our International Investment Summit, the commitment from three major financial institutions to invest for impact will direct tackle the most acute housing crisis in living memory, which includes at last 5,000 new homes to address social inequality. This support the government's priorities to get the country building again, creating more jobs and now boosting economy, right? That would be potentially climbing housing ladder, right, and get more people into housing and paying down the house instead of perhaps renting, right? But again, that would be overall structure. Let's progress. Let's take a look at the other article, right? Let's take a look at how Lithuania is structuring its military, right? Something that was published recently today that Lithuania to set up two tracked IFV battalions. Lithuania will create two battalions of tracked infantry fighting vehicles. The defense minister, let's keep names, said on Tuesday. Along the two Vilkas battalions, two additional IFV battalions have emerged in two plans. He told reporters that a specific platform will be clarified soon with the next 2 or 3 weeks, right? Perhaps they should consider connectivity. I know I would highly recommend perhaps introducing drones, as well as battlefield is constantly moving. Perhaps some of those personnel and what kind of training we should have when it comes to reconnaissance. But there's a lot of things that drones can do, or drone operators can do, right? The minister said that battalions will interact within the tank battalion currently under formation in Lithuania. Two battalions that about 100 vehicles, he said, as well as Kachunas expects the issue to be discussed by the President's Chair, State Defense Council. Okay, so there's a little bit more into it. Perhaps we can take a look at the vehicle itself and who is the manufacturer of this particular vehicle. But anyway, on Tuesday, the Defense Minister announced last week the Organization for Joint Armament Cooperation signed in behalf of Lithuania to contract with the German consortium Artec for purchase of additional 27 Vilkas IFVs for the Lithuanian military. Exactly. So that's a part that I would like to understand a little bit better. Perhaps Lithuania should be considering building their own capabilities, right? And vehicles. Previously, we were taking a look at who's actually running and managing some of those contracts and what company CEOs are managing some of those contracts, right? So it's terrible. As of now, it's terrible. As well as if in this instance, drones would be manufactured by who? Again, by some of the CEOs of the drone companies would otherwise perhaps having those capabilities, right? Anyway, let's progress. The Boxer platform's vehicles are important for completing the first phase of IFV procurement process according to the ministry. We are making one purchase that wraps up the phase and then we will move on to the second phase where we'll create two tracked IFV battalions. I don't know. Up to 370 million euros are planned to be allocated for additional Vilkas purchases. I don't know. The delivery of IFVs planned for 2027, 2029. Anyway, I don't know. It seems like a waste of money since they're not building their own capabilities. Other governments are approaching similar subjects differently, where they entering into joint ventures, right? So perhaps share technology, all these kind of things, where perhaps initial share of knowledge would be one-time purchase and manufacturing capabilities would be reallocated, right? I don't know, vehicle itself perhaps is a great purchase as of technology, right? It might be great, but some of these people out there making very strange decisions, right? Just to mention one thing, right? The Lithuanian Armed Forces has already taken delivery of 87 previous acquired IFVs and have fully equipped and Grand Duke Algirdas mechanized infantry battalion and the Grand Duke. I don't know. But it's kind of fun. People having a little bit too much fun. They are looking for historical value and they're missing important technology sharing. This is what's missing, yeah, technology sharing, and they should rather focus on training and all different hardware, including drone technology and structure of perhaps groups of 5 or so, and one of those would have capabilities and all training operating drones and all communication capabilities. That would be important. And since they're still thinking, so in this instance, Germany is just selling a lot of equipment, just selling it. Perhaps the equipment that themselves they won't gonna need it. They're just selling off that equipment, which is a very strange decision by leadership. Anyway, built according to the Lithuanian Armed Forces requirements, the vehicle has Israeli-made remote weapon station turret, US-made 30mm Mk-44S cannons, and Israeli-produced Spike LR anti-tank missiles. Okay. Uh, it's a lot. It's a lot to unpack. But anyway, so perhaps we can reach out to a person overseeing some of those contracts and see perhaps we can engage in talks and address this issue. Right? Thanks for watching. See you next one.